Hello friends, Heather here, and I have this cute little origami box that I created for the Frilly and Funky Challenge, which is going on right now, and it is the warmth of winter. I was so excited. Um, Last month, one of my Christmas tags that I created was chosen as their design team pick. I think I have it here. I do. This one that I did. And so I won a guest design team spot. And so I am guest designing there today. And this is my little creation that I made. So I just wanted to do a real quick little walkthrough with you of what I used on my sweet little box. I have the large Silky Crush rose ribbon and the salmon seam binding from Really Reasonable Ribbon, as well as the mulberry roses in deep ivory and moss green leaf trim from Really Reasonable Ribbon. On the sides of my box, I have used my digital collage sheet, which has the heart focals. Um, and on each side of my box, I have used a different focal because I thought warm the heart, so I'd have some little heart shapes. Cupcakes are very yummy in the wintertime. That would warm my heart. Thinking of the bluebirds, and I love to feed the birds. That warms my heart. And then I have roses, which always warm my heart, and these beautiful buttons that I got from my antique store. So going to the antique store will definitely warm your heart during the wintertime. And they have more of these cute little bows made out of the salmon seam binding. And I did use some aqua baker's twine from Really Reasonable Ribbon here on my buttons. So there's that. And then this is another rose, and I painted that one in GIMP. So these are all on one of my collage sheets. Now, the box itself is origami, and my girlfriend Sandy has been creating these crazy beautiful boxes. So I visited her blog to find out how she made them, and I have the link to a YouTube channel and video on my blog, which will show you how to make the box. So I added to my box, you can see here on my edges, some lace here. So my lace goes across the bottom, and then it also goes underneath my flaps. And those are just natural crochet laces, also from Really Reasonable Ribbon. Okay, and I did use my Bow It All tool to create this big fabulous bow, and even my little teeny tiny bows. All right, so my little tag comes off that just says this gift has been handmade for you by myself. And I will be having a collage sheet in my Etsy soon without my name on it so that you can use these yourself. And it was fun because I had made ATC cards and I had put a bunch of little charms on them and then used that as like my background. It was really cute. All right, for my lid, I used a scallop, which looks like this. And it's kind of from my banner set. So I have like the pink and then a blue, shabby colored banners. And I just used actually these pieces here to cut out my lid and stuff because they weren't that big. Because I just used an 8-inch piece of paper, so my box is kind of smaller. All right, I also have some pretty beads here. And I just kind of tucked in some beads here and there on the top as well. And you'll see I have the, I believe I used, let me see, Miss Muffet glitter. And then I used the Fauna glitter for the little dots. And then on the blue background here, that is Arbor. And I kind of used those same colors throughout. And I have the links to them in my Etsy store. My kitty has just found an ornament. One of my kitties, Mr. Snuggles. He's always been around my ornaments. So sorry about the noise in the background. All right, so let's open up my little box. And look how cute. It's just super easy little lid that you make. And the lady in her video goes over that. It's really fun. And here is this super cute and romantic little charm bracelet that I have made to go inside of my box. And a cute little charm that you could add to any of your scrapbook projects. And again, I have used more of my heart focals to create these. And then I just have my box lined with some tissue paper. But the box is just created out of folds, and I think it is super duper cute. I just love it. So you'll want to check out my blog post so you can find out how to make your own because it's a lot of fun. And I want to just go over all my little charms here real quick. So you'll see I've got like the pansy one, a rose one, little bird, some more flowers because I love flowers. And then I've got other images on the back. So I got like some keys and a cherub, all these little goodies that'll warm your heart. So a little dancer. There we go. All right, and to do this charm bracelet in a nutshell, I probably will do a video tutorial later, but I just took two hearts, two images, and I glued them together front to back. And then I inked the edges with Ranger's faded burlap, which really you can't even see it because I covered it with glitter. And then I poked a hole in one side here, and then I just laid another one on top of it and lined it up so I could poke another hole. And I just kind of continued to do that so I had all of my holes kind of in the same place. So here's some more of the charms here. It's kind of hard to focus with the or the UV resin on there. All right, so after I poked all my holes, then I went and I used my Designer Dries Clear glue from Art Glitter with the fine tip applicator, and I outlined each heart shape. So you can see here how it has glitter around the edges. Each piece does. Okay, and I added the fauna glitter on the creamy ones, and I used the Miss Muffet on the pink ones, and then of course I used the Arbor glitter on like the bluish colored ones. So I did one side first, let that dry, and then I just flipped all my pieces over, and then I did the other side. So there we go. You can kind of see some of them here. All right, and then when I was done with that and letting those dry, um, I went ahead and I just made up these simple little beaded charms. Here we go. And so I just took, I think they call these like an eye pin, and I just strung like 5 beads on each one and then curled the top and added to a pink jump ring. And for my closure, I just had this little claw piece here. And then I have another, so I just have little different beads. So I have one on each jump ring between the hearts. And then I also have a little dangly, sparkly bead around one. They're very sparkly. I'm not sure if it'll focus on it or not. Maybe. There we go. And it's kind of like a little drop one. It comes with its own little hanger, so it drops. So what I did is I added the long bead like to the front of each of the jump rings, and then the other the short bead is like in the back here. So like if you're looking at your piece flat, I've got a heart shape, and in the front of the heart shapes I have the long one, and then in the back I have the short one. And it just depends on what's your front and what's your back, so it doesn't really matter. All right, so once the glitter dried, then I took my UV resin, which you can get from Globecraft and Picola, and I just filled in this area here. It's an instant UV resin, and I love it because it works really quick. And I did each one, and I set them on a little piece of paper, and then I put them inside of my Teresa Collins stamp maker UV light, and I let them set for 3 minutes, and then the resin hardened. So once that was done, then I just flipped all my hearts back over, and I did the same thing with each heart. Just added more of the UV resin, and then put them back inside of my UV light from Teresa Collins, and set those. Then when I was all done, I just brought them out. I added the pink jump rings in between each, and like I said, I added the beads there. And then on the end, I just added a couple extra jump rings. So depending on how many, like how big your wrist is, because my wrist is kind of big at the moment, you may need to add a couple extra ones, or you might even be able to add an extra heart. Or if you have a skinnier arm, you might need to take away a heart or two. But on my bracelet, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hearts. So I just wanted to share this with you, and also let you know that I am having my second challenge on my blog, which is the first day of Christmas. And you can kind of interpret that however you like. So, like, my interpretation for the first day of Christmas was that I bought myself on the first day of Christmas a couple years ago a Black Cat Cougar digital cutter, and that is what allowed me to cut out all my little pieces, lickety split, to create this sweet little bracelet. And that was my entry. So I would love it if you would check out my blog and check out the Frilly and Funky blog and see my post there. And then also take part in my challenge. Just check out my digital class sheets in my store. All you have to do is use a couple images from some of those or one of those, and you're all set. And then I do have this last little pansy here, heart, that I also did. And this one I did a little bit different for the charm. I took my pansy heart and then I took like four, let's just say four extra little pieces of paper that was cardstock, and I just glued it to them. And so I made like a little pile of paper. So it's like I got 1 layer, 2 layers, 3 layers of paper. And then I trimmed it all out. And then I glued another image to the back and then trimmed it again. And then I inked my edges with a frayed burlap. And on this one, I used UT. So I used embossing powder, and I just used a stick. I just kind of poked a little hole here, or I punched a hole with my crocodile, and then used a stick that I put it on, and I melted one side with my heated tool, and then I put embossing powder on the other side, and then I added more UT to this side and embossed it as well. And then I just took my Art Glitter Designer Dries clear glue around my edge and just added glitter. So this one is a little bit thicker than the other ones. Um, and it took a little bit longer, and you have to be careful because when you're melting like one side of your UT, the other side can start to melt. So the UV resin went much quicker. So that is it. I hope you have a great day, and I hope you enjoyed my little origami box and my little charm bracelet. I just love it. And I'm going to be doing more collage sheets with different types of images in different shapes so we can make all kinds of fun bracelets. Have a great day, and thanks for watching. Bye.